Creepypasta readings, number 9, 4 internet show stories. Story 1. If Mario ran Sega, or SMG 666. I would like to share my experience with Super Mario Glitchy 4 or SMG 4. It was a Monday and I was watching Snow Trapped and I saw a video named If Mario Ran Sega. The thumbnail looked like If Mario Ran Nintendo, but the Nintendo logo was replaced with Sega's. I clicked on the video, it had no views and had been uploaded today. I guess I'm the first person to watch it. The video's plot is like if Mario ran Nintendo's. Mario climbs the Sega building, Super Mario gun is replaced with Sonic gun, everybody says genius and a fucking masterpiece. They see Mario when the Sonic copter appears out of nowhere. It cuts to Tom Kalinske in his office and he sees Mario running to the office. Tom says, "You can have this job now, fucker." Mario replies, "Fuck yeah." The rest of the episode is based off If Mario ran Nintendo but Sega themed. The E3 part was replaced by Mario fighting Bowser. Mario shoots Bowser. SMG4 says, "Yo, fuckface." Mario turns around and sees SMG4, Luigi, Peach, etc. They run towards Mario, and something begins to go weird with the episode. The audio began to sound distorted. Mario's eyes turn red and gets out a chainsaw and starts killing everyone, not including SMG4. After seeing Mario brutally kill Luigi, Bowser laughs, plays in a loop. Mario goes up to SMG4 and chainsaws his body open and gets in it. Mario looked like SMG4. Mario said in a demon's voice, "Suffer or die, fuckers." That voice scared me. I jumped out of my seat. And then Mario breaks the camera and the episode ends. I was shocked. I want back to Snow Trapped. I watched the whole episode. I went to the SMG4 channel. And if Mario ran Sega is gone, why would Luke upload a video only to take it down? I don't know, whatever you do, don't watch this episode unless if you want to suffer and curse that you ever watched a Super Mario Glitchy 4 blooper. Oh god, what the fuck? Jeez, what did I just read? Ugh. Story 2. SMG4 Lost Movie, Wario's Rampage. Shortly after the release of the SMG4 movie, Maggie's Destiny, rumors began to spread about a possible second movie. No info, teasers, or hints were posted on Twitter or any other media site. Fans began speculating the title of the movie, their first clue at the plot. Then, one Saturday night, SMG4 released a video that was shown only to subscribers and fans of his bloopers. I myself am one of those people. Who Let the Chomp Out was my most favorite blooper because it introduced me to the king of memes, as people like to call him. The only way to get to the video was to donate $20 or more to SMG4. If you do, in a few minutes you are lucky enough, you should receive an email reading, "Dear fan, thanks for the generous donation. I have been working on a top secret project for weeks now, and I'm willing to show it to a few of my biggest subscribers. I planned to release it before the Big Bad Bully, but it was scrapped because Kevin thought it was far unlike my other bloopers. This was intended to be the series finale to my bloopers, as I needed to take a break from bloopers for a while and focus more on gaming via Hobo Brothers. Making bloopers have been fun, but YouTube is trying to censor my ass. Ooh, my ass! Thank you for all the subs and the memes. I really need some support to make my bloopers for your entertainment. Yours truly, Luke." I noticed that SMG4 is more serious in this letter than in his videos. Attached to the letter is a link, which I will not show you for privacy reasons. The link contained a download link, which contained the video. I downloaded the video and looked at it once it finished downloading. It said, SMG4 movie Wario.mp4. I clicked on the video and it opened in VLC Media Player. The video began with the intro from Season 10. You know, the Glitch Productions logo making way for the SMG4 had with Mario saying something funny each episode. Here he said, "Hey, where did everybody go?" It made no sense, as in Maggie's Destiny, Mario says nothing at all. The usual happy-go-lucky music played as the shot of Peach's castle faded in. The inside of the castle wasn't any different, save for a bit darker lighting. Mario was humping his spaghetti with Luigi and Toad playing cards. SMG4 and Tari are playing Super Smash each other in the Ass Brothers. Maggie and Psycho are playing hide and seek. Bowser reading Go the Fuck to Sleep to his Koopalings. All of a sudden, Wario and Waluigi break into the castle, scaring the cast out of their activities. Wario announces that they are attempting to stick up and they need to put their hands up. Mario: will you shut up? I'm trying to kiss my spaghetti. Tari: I need to play some Smash, you were distracting me. SMG4: did somebody say stick? SMG4 was acting more hilarious than usual. I shrugged it off, thinking it was a joke he inserted to make the blooper funnier. Wario: you dare defy me? You will die! No, I never heard Wario say that. Yeah, he and Waluigi were greedy and sometimes aggressive, but they never threatened to kill any of the characters. Waluigi takes Mario's spaghetti while Wario attacks SMG4 and Tari. Maggie is able to defeat Waluigi, but Waluigi takes Toad instead. Wario grabs a knife out of his overalls and shoves it up SMG4's ass. SMG4: ooh, my ass! SMG4 falls off the couch on his back, causing the knife to go through his stomach. There was no blood, just SMG4 getting impaled like Dusty was a few months ago, but worse. The camera is at a shot where you can see the TV. Instead of Smash, it showed an image I would never forget in my life. It was a shot I had never seen before. It showed what appeared to be a monstrosity in a warehouse with the main cast, except for Axel, impaled by spikes. Bowser was just his dry skull on the ground. Shroomy and the Shy Guy were on hooks. What made things even worse was the monstrosity itself. It had the body of Tari and the head of Meggy, but where Meggy's eyes should be were a group of smaller spider-like eyes. Meggy's mouth was stretched to a huge smile far beyond proportions. One of the beast's legs was Psycho's. The right arm and leg were a bare skeleton. The floor was covered in blood, making Bowser's lower jaw unable to be seen. The monstrosity was facing the camera as if it was coming for me next. I practically vomited at that sight. SMG4 would never make his bloopers this gory at all. It was definitely way beyond his style here. Wario attacked Tari next. She noticed SMG4 now with a slight puddle of blood oozing out. In a fit of rage, she overpowers the murderer and throws him into his brother. She suddenly breaks out of her trance and comforts SMG4. The cast cheer over their victory over the monsters before asking where Tari is. That's when the other characters began noticing Tari with SMG4. They surround the unconscious machinist as Tari hugs and kisses him. Tari: no. The scene changes to that of a hospital. Mario is the doctor while the other characters, save for Wario and Waluigi, stand around SMG4's bed. The color of the episode is now a sepia filter of black and white. Tari: I don't know if this will bring you back, but I must tell you, SMG4, I love you. Everyone: what? That's what I was thinking. Tari never revealed she had a crush on SMG4, and they were never an official couple. Tari: yes, I do love him. He's got such great talent and humor. It's devastating to see him go. Mario: may I have a word? He'll be fine. Tari: really? Thank God. Mario: you didn't let me finish. He'll be fine with a few lacerations. However, the digestive system won't work properly due to those lacerations. As a result, he won't be able to eat a lot of food and can only drink a few sips at a time. In short, he will have to be put on a massive diet. The news brings Tari to tears. The scene goes to Wario's alleyway, which is full of coins and garbage. Wario is relaxing while Waluigi is theorizing what will happen now that the attack has commenced. The video is still in black and white. Suddenly, Tari appears in the distance. The camera is now in Wario's perspective. The brothers shrug it off, thinking it's a hallucination, but Tari teleports in front of them like a freaking demon. She now has a wide grin on her face, similar to the monstrosity from earlier, and her eyes are now completely black with small white dots. The background becomes completely black as the contrast increases. Tari: you will pay! Tari is played by a different actor saying the exact same thing as the captioning. She is also louder this time around, not yelling, not screaming, but talking as if the volume is higher this time. The brothers scream as the other cast members arrive, with similar distortions as Tari. SMG4 is absent, mainly due to recovering from his wounds. The video ends with Tari lunging at the camera before the credits roll. There was no music, just pure silence. I was shocked at the extreme portrayal of murder and revenge in the video. Why would SMG4 make something like this? I still have the video on my computer, but I refuse to show it to the world. I don't want anybody else to experience the same pain as I did. Story 3. The Angry Video Game Nerd, E.T. Atari 2600. I was looking around on YouTube to see if the Angry Video Game Nerd had made any new episodes. The only one on the James Nintendo Nerd channel was Ghosts and Goblins. For whatever reason lately, he's been releasing brand new ones on YouTube as opposed to usually releasing them on game trailers, so I watched it. It was the same kind of funny madness you'd expect to see in a nerd episode. Not perfect, but considering that he was working on Monster Madness and putting together footage for the AVGN movie trailer and doing other numerous projects, I'm not complaining. I was just happy to see a new nerd episode again. I was going to type a comment on the video when I saw a person's username entitled James N Nintendo Nerd. I'm guessing the double N in there was since the original name was taken. The comment read E.T. and that was all, so I clicked on the name out of curiosity. It took me to a channel much like James's channel. There was one video named AVGN E.T. Atari 2600. The video had 0 views and had been uploaded today. I watched it just to be the first viewer. I really wish I hadn't done that. What happened next made me regret ever watching the AVGN. First off, there wasn't any kind of theme song whatsoever. The video just started showing James looking at the camera sadly. "You all asked for it," he said with a frown. Not the traditional mad frown, just a depressed one. "You sick pieces of filth." He continued again with a frown. I was shocked hearing him say that to his audience, not in a funny way. James then pulled out the ET cart from its box. The camera cut to him putting the game into the Atari, the only kind of editing I saw remotely in the episode. The game started up without him even turning the system on, and he started to play. As he was playing, I swore I could hear a slight sobbing in the background. It was like he hated the game on a very personal level. For a split second, a picture flashed on my computer screen. It was of the nerd bent over crying. I quickly pushed print screen. I still have the picture. Anyway, James only played the game for about a minute before turning the camera towards him. He had tears in his eyes, not like he was bawling, but enough that you'd notice it on his face. He held up the camera and began walking around his game room like as if we were in an episode of Cops. He then found a hammer, like in his Nintendo World Championships episode, and started to break every single one of his systems and games, all while quietly singing his theme song. After painfully watching him do this, just think of all the money he wasted. He went over to his NES that he had ever since he was a child and broke it into pieces. I was almost about to leave the page when I saw him pick up a gun. It was a real gun and not a zapper or anything else. He cocked it, put it to his head, turned the camera toward him, whispered, "I'm done," and shot himself. Both James and the camera fell to the ground, and that's where the video ended. I was shocked by what I had seen, and I quickly left the channel and went back to the Ghosts and Goblins review to try and forget about the whole event. I looked at the comments section about 10 minutes later to find that the video was gone. I even checked the James N Nintendo Nerd username. The entire account was gone too, so I didn't understand why said person uploaded it only to take it off along with his or her account all of a sudden. But now I know why James has never done an ET review, and maybe it's best he never does. Well, a little late for that. He's already done it, and it wasn't the worst game he ever played. I mean, you could tell he's played a lot worse. Still one of the best ones he did, where he got really angry and like broke character, had to be Dick Tracy. Story 4. The Real Angry Video Game Nerd Lost Episode. Do you ever watch The Angry Video Game Nerd? Starring James Rolfe, the viral video series took the world by storm in the mid-2000s and has since gone on to be one of the biggest shows on all of YouTube. That is, except for one point in 2015 when the Cinemassacre channel, James Rolfe's flagship channel, was mysteriously banned from YouTube, only to be brought back later with several videos removed. As a personal friend of the Rolfe family, I initially acquired the VHS that caused this brief banning, and let me tell you, it's not pretty. It was a black VHS with a piece of duct tape with the words AVGN The Final Shit written in Sharpie. The tape also smelled like shit and there were shit stains on it. It was disgusting. I didn't want to watch this shit-covered tape. But I myself am a private investigator who was hired to find out what happened to James Rolfe during those months. I am telling you this anonymously, but I wore a mask around James Rolfe from 2013 to 2015 and briefly worked as a doll grip. I would send him anonymous emails claiming to be internet celebrities like Doug Walker and John Tren. In the end, I got what I wanted. what I'll describe to you is the most graphic and explicit tape I have ever witnessed. Something that turns my stomach to even think about. I knew this wasn't a Halloween episode. See, James Rolfe was an avant-garde filmmaker before he made the Angry Video Game Nerd series. His goal was to be one of the more lucrative viral video makers before spanning a film career, but it wasn't enough. James never got to make the film he truly wanted to make, something that truly makes people feel, like pressing onto a VCR only to get stabbed with a thumbtack. The tape is really grainy at the start and starts with the making of video. I think he wanted to upload it as a making of later on his Cinemassacre webpage. You just hear James Rolfe and Mike Matei, his partner filmmaker, laughing uproariously in their kitchen. I always assume the two live together, and here you see them having one hell of a time. This is gonna be great. They're laughing and he's got some chocolate syrup, Easter candy shaped like birds called Peeps, and some M&Ms. LOL, they look like shit. He's snickering loudly. Shit! Mike Matei says, laughing. They're both laughing really loud. I just want to shit all over the floor, James Rolfe laughs loudly, like I have a bowel problem. Then he does something really strange. He's drinking his favorite beer, Rolling Rock. My magnum opus, James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd laughs. That's not just chocolate, he says. He pulls his pants down, revealing that he's been shoving candy and confetti in his ass. He's eating some weird chocolate. Mike Matei laughs loudly. It's a laxative, ROFL. Mike's egg-shaped head looks really weird, like he looks like an alien. I don't know if it's the camera or the framing, but I swear to God, Mike's head is egg-like. He bites into a Cadbury egg. I got a whole 5 pounds. Eat it up, James. This'll be great. He's smiling, and I swear he looks a little evil. There's an alien glint in his eye, and his head is very poindexterous. I shivered. Okay, Dr. Robotnik, James snickers. Well, this wasn't going to end well. He eats 5 pounds of chocolate, and I begin to feel gratuitously nauseous as he starts shoving plastic Halloween candy in his ass. Mars bars, candy corn, and even a Pez dispenser. You even see his ass, and he's laughing as he shows people his ass, all the while he's eating pounds and pounds of laxative. Then you see Mike Matei quietly go up to the camera after there's a grainy sound, like someone turning on an air vent and flushing a toilet. He smiles at the camera. I swear there's a sinister glint in his eye, and it was then that I noticed. He was wearing pajamas. Why the fuck was a 40-year-old man wearing pajamas in a stranger's house? I shuddered, and it looked like his skin was slipping off, revealing something reptilian beneath. The screen went to black. Then I heard the familiar theme, thank goodness. He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. Finally, I could enjoy the program. I got out my notepad and began to investigate. This was my first week as a PI, and I wanted to impress the boss. My brow and nude trench coat began to get covered in a thick layer of perspiration at what I saw next. You see James walk over to his game collection. Shit. These games are all shit. I want to shove them into my ass. I have a scatological fetish and can't stop talking about excrement. Shit, piss, dick. Shit, dick. Piss on my dick. He picks up a game cartridge and angrily slams it on the floor. You hear a churning noise. It's his stomach. He looks a little queasy. He starts to bark like an angry seal. Oh, what's this? Pokemon? Well, why don't you suck my dick? Mass Effect? More like ass effect. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles makes me want to fist my asshole. What the hell was this guy talking about? Released in 1997, my nutsack. Ugh. He had put his testicles in the Nintendo Entertainment System. You see his shriveled raisin-shaped sack pushing down the metal NES cart grid. I felt some vomit start to trickle up from my stomach. I removed my PI trench coat, not wanting the boss to find out that I couldn't keep down the catered lunch he provided for us earlier that day. There was supposed to be a game review. Enjoy your Call of Duty. I hope you actually get drafted into the army and assaulted by cave terrorists. What the fuck? Now he's playing Call of Duty? You just run around and shoot stuff. Military this, military that. Are you having fucking fun? I can't even open the door because I have to wait for the fucking scripted event to trigger. Suck my dick. The hitboxes are so big because it's meant to trigger the R complex in your reptilian brain that wants violence and bloodshed. Call of Duty? More like Call of Ass. Ass! He keeps screaming ass until you see someone looking in the window, a concerned neighbor. The neighbor looks really confused. He's filming himself pointing his asshole at an early 2000s Xbox game. Then he ejects it and starts shoving the CD in his ass, along with the candy, a VHS tape, some Skittles, and a piece of Big League Chew. This was disgusting. Oh God. He rolls over, nauseous. I'd rather... You hear a loud farting noise, but it sounds more like his intestines are caving in from rectal prolapse. I'd rather get butt-fucked by a... Wait. Oh... I'd rather get butt-fucked by a donkey in front of a Taco Bell bathroom than... Oh God! He heaves. You hear him start crying in the loudest, most disgusting noise I have ever heard. It sounded like a gopher being drowned in a mudslide. I swear to God, you see him projectile shoot diarrhea all over his game collection. He shits on Mario, he shits on Dr. Mario, he shits on Star Fox, Mr. Pibb, Pac-Man, and even Dig Dug, that lovable Dig Dug. His diarrhea crashes all over Link, the F-Zero cast and crew, Mr. Driller, and even the eponymous Wile E. Coyote. I'd rather... He continues trying to read his script. Shove a tarantula in my asshole and have it lay eggs. He starts to cry. 600 spiders explode out of his rectum as you hear the Pac-Man music play. More like Call of Ass! Call of Ass! Call 911! He starts to cry. His glasses are broken. Shit is all over his trademark white shirt and pocket protector. Oh God, he cries. That's my lung! Indeed, James had shit out his lung. His intestines and blood are all over the game room and he continues shitting, his skin starting to invert. He was shitting himself inside out. He screamed and cried, I'm the game nerd! The game nerd! This ass! The game! Ass! He just keeps screaming ass over and over now. Then you see Mike Matei come in. He waltzes over to the camera. Enjoy the tack? He whispers. Huh? He's dancing like a fucking sugar plum fairy. He doesn't look human. He looks like a cardboard cutout. He's half the width of a normal human, very slender, like an octopus. What the fuck? His pupils are pure white and he smiles at the camera. I drop my notepad on the floor. The Taco Bell catered lunch tumbled to the floor. Mike's eyes became slivered, like almonds. He's gonna take you back to the past. He whispers a creepy whisper, demon-like in fact. He starts to sing the theme song while his childhood friend lay on the floor, shitting himself to death. He shits out the very VHS tape I was watching. That's disgusting, my hands were on that earlier. The camera cuts to a graveyard that says James Ruff. What? This was a dog graveyard, a graveyard for dogs. Indeed, the cemetery was covered in paw prints. You just see Mike Matei smiling a demonic smile. He's wearing a tuxedo in the foggy gravesite and places bacon strips next to a ceremonial dog dish, bone milk chew, and dog utensils. Various poodles were forming a conga line around him. I have had enough of this shit. I have fleas, Mike Matei whispers, but I shut this goddamn nonsensical tape off. Someone had attached a thumbtack to the stop button. I screamed as the tack penetrated my epidermis and sent blood spewing all over the PI office. James Rolfe hasn't made a single shit joke in years. Some say his friend buried him and used the scenes at a pet's graveyard to reconstruct him out of dogs. Little known fact is that the show was filmed on top of a pet cemetery. I myself was fired for bleeding on evidence, and they said this wasn't even my job, but I know what I saw. If you look carefully, James Rolfe is made out of dogs. I know because I myself was the veterinarian that sewed them together, mouth to anus like a human caterpillar. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. I am. Or am I? Am I? Disheveled. And yeah, I reapplied to be a PI at a different firm, but they said, we don't need another cocksucking Dick Tracy wannabe, and abruptly slammed the phone into my face, not hung up. They assaulted me with a phone. I wasn't going to put up with this anymore. I didn't spend 8 fucking years at a PI school filming and recording people at the park to make less than minimum wage at a job where I wasn't even technically employed. I had received a gift from Mike Matei in the mail, maybe a little hush-hush gift. A Nintendo Zapper. It looked like a real gun, though. Cobain. I pointed at my head and pulled the trigger. Then I heard the tape in my head. Amazing the way technology is rapidly changing how we hear things. Indeed, there was some feedback loop, or maybe I just left the tape on. It was the ghost of James Ruff. He began to narrate a disembodied Ruff. All video games are just trial by error. Are we rats in some experiment? primordial physics of a bouncing ball, parallax scrolling, and mode 7, but the barriers of your finger timing have trapped your penultimate consciousness into a single point of light that intermodally transfers your being into a small, pixelated simulacrum of the original simulation. Are you you? Are you the video game? Or is something playing you? Are you the ultimate controller? I'm just dogs taped together and I recently shit my asshole out. But you're dead now. Forever. 9/11 may or may not have been an inside job and Mike Matei is an alien. Fuck you. Mike Matei slowly morphed into a combination of George Bush and Jerry Seinfeld or something. He smiled wide. And then I saw all of the lost episode characters in a reunion sequence. That's right, this is the reunion sequence you've grown accustomed to. George Bush was there too. Or was it George Jetson? That's what I mean, the future guy. They were all in my head rearranging the furniture. Get out! I screamed, shaking my fist angrily. I punched myself square in the fucking temple as lost episode characters began spilling out of my dislodged retina, hammer and anvil ear canal. George Jetson was stealing my head chairs. Get the fuck over here! I screamed. It was James Rolfe. That was it, the dog man. No, I'm not the dog, get off me. I'm a PI. A PI! What is that leash? No more padded cells. Bacon's in the fridge, it whispers to me. Just give me my chairs back and the ottoman, Alphonse. I just want to sleep now. I'm not well. Who's doing the laundry? No, George, that's my laundry. You mix the pink in with the white. Now my clothes are pink. I can't wear pink underwear. Bob Saget walked in with a stethoscope. They're putting chemicals in the water no one will listen to. I did the government research. Chiclets are actually alien teeth. They recolor so that they can poison you with radiation. Skittles are made from baby skin. Fluoride in the tap water is being used to channel your thoughts. Secret gremlins in underground tunnels, and your father is an illegal immigrant. The chemicals in the water, nobody listened to me. The underground tunnels, aliens with sponge cake, 9/11. I know who killed Tupac. I told you, George Jetson. No, don't give me that, Chocolate declared. He shoved pills in it. Horse pills, tranquilizers. Please don't put me back in the washing machine. I'll be a good boy. My ear chairs, I told you. I'm a PI. The government, no. They said I'm no Waldo. I told you I was Waldo. It was the doctor. I told you. It was the fucking doctor. Rocco's Modern Life was a skeleton. I'm trapped in Nickelodeon. It's Dr. Robotnik. No, the Chuck E. Cheese characters are real. Dog-faced, skin-worn-out shoe. Yes, Thomas the Tank Engine has been threatening me. I don't know how a train can threaten. Stop making me repeat things. It seems today that all you see is human skin and movies and flesh and roll. The Cheetahman walked in. Cowabunga, dude, they yelled. Surf's up. They weren't surfing, though. You beat the game, they smiled. The game of life. They gave me a big thumbs up, and the Nintendo seal of approval appeared in the corner of my eye, the outro music of blood pouring out of my temple. Happy Halloween. Okay, what the fuck was that shit?